Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our lunch session today with the Meet the Career Management team. We are going to give our guests a couple more minutes to join this session, but please feel free to review the Zoom etiquette listed on the slide that you see shared right now. We are going to have all of our guests muted for the entirety of this presentation, but if you have any questions for the Career Management team, please feel free to place them in the chat and we will address them for our Q&A session. Feel free to turn your camera on, wave, say hello. You also have the ability to right-click and rename yourself. If you're an alum or a parent, we love to see those class years. Obviously, the chat function, you can chat message the host directly, or you can put your name in there and say hello to everybody else in the participant group. We will get started around 12:03, 12:04 once we have some guests in here, but please hang tight and thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. If you are just now entering our session, we have a couple Zoom etiquettes listed here on the screen. We will have all of our participants muted for the entirety of this session, but please feel free to turn your camera on, say hello, and drop a hello into the chat or ask a question to any members of the team today. And we look forward to getting started here in a minute. Happy lunch, everybody. This is Mary Ann Jolly. I am the director of the Office of Alumni and Family Engagement here at Jacksonville University. We are so happy to see you on this Friday, the final day of virtual stay at homecoming and family week. I'm very excited to have our career management team join us for what has turned into a traditional event that we serve our family and alumni with every single year so they can learn more about the great resources available to them. We have a lot of members of the team here. I'm excited for you to not only meet Dr. Barbara Ritter, the new Executive Director of Career Management, but also a few other new friendly faces and our career peers that support our career management here at Jacksonville University. If you have any questions for the team, please feel free to utilize the chat. We will have some Q&A at the end, but without further ado, Dr. Ritter, I'm happy to turn it over and welcome to Meet the Career Management team.
Thank you so much, Mary Ann. We are so happy to have you joining us this afternoon. It is really our pleasure to get to speak to you about what we do in career management. We want to ensure that you're not going to fall asleep here on our Zoom session, even though we can't be energizing you face-to-face and interacting. So please pop into the chat. Tell us where you're joining us from. Tell us whether you're an alumnus. Tell us whether you're a parent or a current student. And tell us what you want to hear from us so that we can direct our comments to exactly what you want to know about. I am Dr. Barbara Ritter. I am the Executive Director of Career Services. I am also the Dean of the Davis College of Business. I have a tremendous career management team in Darby Rich, who is the Associate Director, as well as Rachel Cohen, the Assistant Director. Our graduate assistant is Tommy, and a number of career peers. So if you're a career peer, wave. Tell us you're here. Say hello. Hi, career peers. We are happy that you're joining us as well. The career peers help us ensure that we can assist each and every one of our students in their own career needs. And so we are very pleased that they've been well trained and they do great sessions, and they're also able to act as mentors for other students. So this is our team, and we will be happy to tell you more about what we do. For now, if you'll advance the slide, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the mission is of career management. We're here to empower students to explore the best career options for them, to develop professional skills, and then succeed in finding meaningful career opportunities through the provision of cutting-edge knowledge, expertise, and resources. We do this in 3 stages, and those stages are exploration. That might be right when a student comes into college and they're trying to determine what their major should be and what careers are linked to that major. Development of key skills, for example, like completing a resume, mock interviewing. And that should lead to success, where students understand, as well as alumni who can use these services, will understand how to search for jobs, interview for jobs, and then succeed in obtaining a job or going to graduate school. This is what we do, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about each stage. So for now, I will turn it over to Darby.
Hello, everybody. My name is Darby Rich, and I'm the Associate Director of Career Management. Very excited to get to speak with you all today in our new Career Management office. As you all know, our prior name was the Career Resource Center, but we've gone through tremendous changes in the last year in a positive way. And now we have a brand new mission statement and ideology for students and alumni to achieve that success, to achieve a end goal job, career, or graduate school at the end of the day. So I wanted to speak a little bit to our first step here, exploration. These are the bullet points in which we strive to have all of our students, as well as alumni, achieve throughout utilizing our services. So first is developing a clear career objective that reflects a variety of personality skills, et cetera, that is guided by us. We perform a lot of career and personality assessments. We have conversations with students and alumni about career exploration, and that is a tremendous part of this step. Next is to be able to articulate those goals, or at least the ideas of the interest areas of students. While decision-making, especially for first-year students, is a little bit difficult to start off with, we are here to assist that process and to kind of narrow down options as we go about trying to solidify and articulate our goals. And lastly, we want all constituents to be exposed to a breadth of opportunities to learn about different career choices, both online and in person throughout these times. This includes in the classroom, outside of the classroom, various workshops that we put on, being exposed to employers, job shadowing opportunities, et cetera, just to get the mind going rather than just doing a simple online search for what a student could do. Rather, let's be exposed to our areas of exploration to ensure that we can find the correct fit and career for that student. So we do this in a variety of ways. First, as I mentioned earlier, we perform a variety of career and personality assessments. We're actually certified in certain assessments for students and alumni to take advantage of, so we can have that conversation depending on the student or alumnus's needs. Next, we actually do we teach a class every single semester entitled JU 203, Career and Professional Development. This is an opportunity for current students to take a class that takes advantage of all of our resources in one place and getting a grade for it at the end of the day, especially if students really want kind of one-on-one help throughout every aspect of the career development journey. This is a wonderful option for them to take, and it's only 1 hour a week, so it's very, very manageable to add to a schedule. Next is general career advising, having a conversation with one of our professional staff or one of our student workers just to have that conversation started, explore. While this is probably a common conversation that students have with, family members and maybe sometimes their professors, it's nice to have another ear to listen in on what the interest areas are and how they can take advantage of all of these services that we provide. Next is a newer initiative entitled Find Your Pod, or Pathway of Distinction. This is a service that we, along with the Academic Advising Center over at Jacksonville University, take advantage of. It's really an exploration tool for students to plug in various majors and minors that are offered here at JU, and to find out, number one, is it feasible? Can they accomplish this in 4 years? And second, what do these majors mean, and how do they translate into a career? It's a great tool that just launched about a month ago, that students can actually find online and take advantage of. And lastly, we will reiterate this throughout the rest of our examples here today, we provide a wide array of workshops on all topics career, whether this be resume writing, mock interviewing, being professional on social media. The options are limitless, and we provide these workshops for students in the classroom. Awesome. Yeah, so our next step is development. Students and alumni can take advantage of this development stage by first being exposed to successful professionals in their chosen area. We do a lot of events, not just our stereotypical yearly event called the Career Expo, where we have a variety of employers, whether it be online or in person, come and speak with our students, but a variety of workshops and exercises where students and alumni can be exposed to a variety of career areas. They will also be exposed to faculty members in the field available for their advice and mentorship. This can be just as simple as us connecting a student with a faculty member they haven't quite been in the classroom with yet, to explore that career option, or a student taking advantage of a faculty member's office hours, anything of the sort. We also have events that we highlight our faculty and their previous positions, and also what they currently advocate for in the classroom. Next, we have opportunities to provide practice for career skills. So this comes down to the a little bit deeper dive into the development stage after exploration. So things like internships, service learning, volunteering, job shadowing, etc., that students can actually be in a specific field and learn, hands-on, eyes open with what that career actually means, rather than just reading what it's about on a screen or just having a conversation with somebody. Imperative to add to a resume, absolutely. Next, we have receiving support in various ways to assist in developing certain skills. This is when our appointments can come into play, especially with our mock interviewing, networking, how to conduct an elevator speech at a career expo. One of the hardest things to do, actually, but we're here to assist. And lastly, one of our highlight areas is building a resume and having a professional docket to show off one's skills when applying to a variety of positions or taking that next step, whether it be a large volunteer position, a career, a job, or graduate school. And I'm going to turn it over to our Assistant Director, Rachel Cohen, to talk about how we actually develop our students and alumni.
Thank you so much, Darby. And thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Rachel Cohen, and I'm the new Assistant Director of Events and Employer Relations here with Career Management. This is my second week here, so I'm very excited to be with you all. So when thinking about how we develop, definitely one of the most impactful ways that students can further professionally develop is through internships. Whether it's virtual or in person, internships are really a great way to get that hands-on experience and give students an understanding of what working in a specific field looks like. Next, we have Handshake. Handshake is an awesome platform, and it really is the ultimate career network for students. It's their one-stop shop for finding their career, and through that, there's a ton of awesome features. So personalized job recommendations based on their majors or interests and skill sets. They can see here, search and apply for jobs. Both students and alumni can do this both on and off campus as well. And it's a great way to easily register for our events through career management. VMOC, this is a system that'll be implemented at the end of the month. We're very excited. It's an AI for resume development. So this will allow students and alumni to really, if they're crafting their resume from the start or have a resume and want to work on it, it's an intelligent system that will be able to do that for them as well. Job shadowing, this is a more short-term opportunity for students, and this is great also, I say, for freshmen and sophomores. If they see an opportunity, potentially an internship that is geared towards juniors and seniors, but they want to get their foot in the door with a company, it really gives them a day in the life of what a professional looks like in a specific field, and to allow them to make that connection early on. Then we have professional dress and attire. So definitely developing this area is important because we want our students and alumni to feel confident when putting their best foot forward in any job interview or profession. So we'll teach them all the ins and outs about dress and attire as well. Don't cancel class. This is an initiative that career management loves and pushes. So if a faculty member foresees class being canceled for some reason, but wants to fill that time with something, we career management here, we like to offer professional workshops to fill in that space to give students a further opportunity to learn more about things like resumes, interviewing skills, etc. And then lastly, we have mock interviews. So this is one of the best things in the development stage, in my opinion. In career management, we like to say that interviewing is a perishable skill. So we really enjoy working with our students and alumni to continuously practice their interviewing skills so that when they walk into a first interview, they feel confident and can nail it. We do this also on any platform. So whether it's a phone call or if it's a Zoom meeting like this, or even if it's a pre-recorded session, some interview students record their answers prior and then submit them. We'll be happy to go over those with them as well. So the next stage is if we can go back one slide. Thank you. So our next stage is definitely the success stage. And in this stage, students and alumni really will be able to identify what they need to ensure they can secure a career that they're interested in or gain acceptance into a graduate program of their choice or graduate school. Students and alumni in this stage will also have a very wide variety list of employers that are seeking different majors, different skill sets, and they'll be able to connect with those employers as well and further professionally develop through that too. Next, students will be able to engage with our alumni for the purpose of professional development. This is something that really excites us in career management because not only are students and alumni given an opportunity to further professionally develop, but they're also connecting with individuals who are part of the JU family, which is exciting. And then, of course, our biggest goal here in career management is that our JU students and alumni secure the career or gain acceptance into the graduate program of their choice and feel happy and confident in their decision. So how will you succeed? At JU, students and alumni will succeed by taking part in a variety of experiences and events that will help them further professionally develop. And we do this through a number of ways. First is our largest events, and these are signature events. So just last week, we hosted our virtual career expo, which was a success. And that's really an opportunity for students and alumni to network, interview, and meet employers on a larger scale. And this is also done through Handshake, so students and alumni can register through there as well. Then we're looking forward to continue and add on some more recruiting events. So we're excited to launch a variety of events in this category. So there'll be different group and individual recruiting events, formal and more informal recruiting events, and both on campus, when safe, and virtual events as well. Our alumni mentorship program, this is also an awesome opportunity that we'll be launching for students and alumni as well if they're interested to really connect with professionals in a similar area of interest career-wise. That way they're given a sense of guidance when navigating the career world, but having that perspective of a JU background as well. Graduate school preparation, so looking at the steps that go into an application, the types of graduate schools that are available, helping students really secure acceptance into a program of their choice. And in addition to this, we'll also help with postgraduate school preparation as well. So if a student or alumni has completed their master's recently and they're looking for some help in that area, we're more than happy to help there. Career readiness and events and workshops. So success will also happen in these areas as well. Again, these are professional development workshops that career management will host, and we'll have a series of continuous events and workshops, some of which you will see in the next slide, but we'll also host them for specific colleges and majors too, for students and alumni to really see their interests there. And then we'll also tailor them to specific student groups as well. So student athletes and employers will also be hosting some of these, which is awesome. And then lastly is our speaking series. So something that we've done in the past is the Alumni Career Couch, which is a great event, really an informal conversation where alumni come and they do sit on a couch and they have a conversation to discuss their experience in their career field and a Q&A for our students and alumni as well. and also our diversity and inclusion series. So this will give professionals and executives from underrepresented groups the opportunity to showcase their professional experiences and their world in their current roles as well. And then as you can see listed here, these are just some of the events and workshops we have planned for career management this year. Our Career Expo was held virtually just last week, and that was a great event. Then we'll have another signature event in spring of 2021, so look out for that. And then again, just some continuous monthly resume revision workshops. Professional platform workshops, so looking at LinkedIn platforms, different social media, so how to professionally tailor your Instagram or Facebook to be more professional, because employers do look at that. The search is on. This will be our career and internship search prep event, so really preparing for when you're looking at your careers and internship opportunities, postgraduate school planning, and so many more.
Wonderful. So I wanted to take a moment for our alumni who have attended today on how to set up your Handshake account, because all alumni not only have access to all of our services, but also have access to our internal database in Handshake, which includes a job search platform, an online profile system with connections, direct messaging to some employers that are only posting some positions on Handshake that aren't on more popular platforms such as LinkedIn or Indeed. So how to do this? If you are a more recent graduate, so you've graduated probably in the last 2 years, and your JU email is still open and you can still access that information, you'll be able to click on the big blue button underneath there, Jacksonville University login, and use your JU credentials to log in. If this is something you want, if you want to open your JU email back up and it's not currently open, you can access the IT help desk to get assistance with that. However, for some of our alum that have graduated a little bit more in the past, this may not be a possibility for you, but you can still access and gain a Handshake account by using a personal email address. The item that's circled up in the right-hand corner, sign up here, no account, sign up here, that's where you will click. That's the only kind of confusing thing about logging in for the first time, is that it seemed, as a JU alum, it seems like you need to click on that big blue button. However, if you are requesting an account for the first time and you do not have access to your current JU email and accounts, utilize that feature. From there, it should be pretty self-explanatory to get in the system. Also, the address is above, ju.joinhandshake.com. You can also access this link on majority of the features on our current website. You can access the Handshake link there as well to get access into our system. So highly recommend. It's a great system. We upload variety of, upwards to several hundred to 1,000 jobs and internships per week. So highly recommend taking advantage of it. It's a great system. And last but not least, we have our current contact information. If you are a alum and you, again, don't have access to your Handshake, you can request an appointment with us via phone number or email, and we will get in contact with you. We are doing virtual and in-person appointments right now, so whatever your preference is, we can accommodate those needs. Our hours are 8:30 to 5, and our current location is in the Howard Administration Building in the newly established Student Success Center in the back left corner of Howard when you're walking in on the first floor. So it's a great place to get in contact with us, take advantage of our resources. We are lucky that we're able to serve our alumni for whenever they may have met. I met with a alumni or an alum about a month ago who is a graduate from, I believe, the 80s. So it was a great conversation, and I'm glad to continue having those conversations moving forward.
I'm going to stop screen sharing at this point. We have some questions that came in privately to me, and I thought I could propose them to the team. The first one was for students that are interested in becoming a career peer, and maybe our career peers can answer this. What is that programming like, and how can they take advantage of that employment opportunity?
Hi, I'm James Stems. I'm a career peer with the Career Management Center. In regards to finding this position, I actually found it on Handshake. So it's a very useful platform. I went in, I applied, and I was able to get an interview. And that is how I got here. I absolutely love working for the Career Management Center. it's nice to be able to help students in any way possible, and it's helping me find building blocks that will help me in further careers.
Thank you, James. Anybody else want to speak to career peers?
Hi, everyone. My name's Caitlin. I've been a career peer for the past 2 years. I just wanted to touch a little bit more on the process. As James had mentioned, you do apply on Handshake. And then once you are going through the interview process, you'll be trained in like resume writing and cover letter, all the stuff that you need to know. They do a really extensive job about helping you learn everything you need to know to be able to better help students.
Thank you. Jenny, I saw you on. There you go.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Jenny Madrid, and I am a first-year career peer. I also found this job on Handshake. And if any students are interested in applying, you don't really need any type of previous experience. I've never actually had an experience like this before, but I have gone to seminaries, like mock interviews or resume reviews, and from that that's what actually motivated me to apply for this position. But if you don't really have any background, it's not that they're just gonna throw you in there. You actually get trained a lot, and not just all in one day, it's throughout the semester. So it's a good position. You really get to help other students, and you learn a lot yourself in areas that you may not be so strong in. I wasn't that strong in cover letters, but being a career peer has actually helped me get better at it.
Thanks, Jenny. Another question from parents is, how and when should I start talking to my student about building their resume during the summer, and when should students start looking at that process?
Absolutely, I can take that one. Our philosophy on resume writing in general is it's never too early. I highly recommend whenever a student has an experience, or an alumni has an experience that has some sort of skill they gained from it, whether it be, you know, a hard skill such as maybe a language learned, or a soft skill such as communication skills or leadership. Anytime there's an experience like that, I recommend adding it to a resume and having what I call a master resume with all the experiences that you had that could be deemed professional and could make you look good to a potential employer or school, etc. And in order to get motivated to do that, that's maybe another conversation, especially during the summertime. However, I think just noting the importance of remembering those things, and, you know, by the time that you're a senior and you're about to graduate and you're putting your resume together for the first time, you don't want to have that extra weight on your shoulders. You want to go ahead and have a great document ahead of time that's been edited every so often. And so you have this master document that you can tailor to whatever you're applying for and utilizing it from there. That would be my main advice for parents in explaining that to the student.
Thanks, Darby. And to talk a little bit about resume writing, you know, we have some alums right now, specifically with everything going on with COVID, that might be reevaluating their careers or wanting to make a switch. What do you suggest alums come to their appointment with if they want to recraft that resume with you all?
Absolutely. So the first, obviously, some sort of version of their current resume or CV, depending on the type of field that the alum may be coming from. Whatever format that may be, we can work with. I highly recommend having, if you're unable to come in person, having a virtual appointment such as over Zoom and sending it to us ahead of time so we can take a glance at it. And the current process that's been working out for us pretty well currently is actually having us share our screen with you. And so we go through it line by line, work on it. What would also be very helpful is some sort of job description or job application for whatever type of field or specific job opportunity they're looking at moving forward. Obviously, we can have that conversation about what that would look like during a pandemic. However, having an idea for what your next step is great, so we can tailor your resume to that specific field and make it shine.
Thanks. Another question, alums want to know, how many actual positions are posted right now in Handshake? And is there a percentage you can say that are work from home or virtual?
I could take that question. So we currently have nearly 4,000 jobs posted on Handshake, with around 2,000 internships, and then a series of fellowships, co-ops, experiential learning programs, and volunteer positions, and then also some on-campus employment opportunities as well. And out of those, I would say nearly 1,000 are listed as being virtual or remote. But with that, it's also important to note that employers are very flexible and accommodating to create a virtual environment if students or alumni are more comfortable with that. So although it might not be listed initially, I would definitely ask that when inquiring about the position, because a lot of them are being flexible.
Thanks, Rachel. And to touch a little bit about employer recruitment, how is the career management team handling that now, and how can parents and alums support?
Yeah, I can probably touch on that too. So although the virtual environment, it does pose some challenges, to be fully transparent, it does have many benefits as well when it comes to employer recruitment. So students and alumni both have the opportunity to meet with employers really now through the snap of a finger, being virtual, and especially when seeing people in other states, countries around the world, it's really nice having that opportunity as well. I definitely would say clear and efficient communication is key during these times. So ensuring not only that career management is in constant contact with these employers, but also we want to make sure our students and alumni have the knowledge to easily access these professional development events and job postings as well. So making sure that through several platforms they'll receive notifications about these events and how and where they can register for them too.
We have one question about the Diversity and Inclusion Speaker Series. If alums are interested in participating in that, is there someone specific that they should reach out to?
Yeah, you can reach out to me as well. I can drop my email in the chat box. And also if you want to reach out on our contact page in the presentation as well, we can direct those inquiries to me too.
Thanks. So a question I had for the team that I thought would be really valuable for the parents, students, and alums is if you could all give your one best piece of advice for anybody that's about to go through the interview process virtually, or just in general, best piece of advice for anybody that is looking to start this process.
So I am Tommy Davis. I'm the graduate assistant, and I really enjoyed the position as well. You've heard from the career peers. My first advice is to contact career management. Contact us so we can provide the assistance that you may or may not need. But it's better to contact us and find out you don't need us than to go into the interview or go into your job and wishing you had contacted us. We are available for alumni. And as Darby mentioned earlier, I've assisted an alumni as well. And I enjoy that opportunity as much as I enjoy assisting our current students. So first step, contact us. That's what we're here for.
I can go next. I have so many words of advice, so it's hard to pick one. And it's one that I honestly I should have taken advantage of more when I was a student at my undergraduate institution, but it is to take advantage of the events that we put on at whatever level that may be. They are only there for, a certain amount of time, and doing it early and taking advantage of it when you can, even if you're a first year student attending our career expo, it's nice to just maintain and, make connections in the first place, and then they can keep tabs on you throughout the years, because we often have a, returning appearance of a variety of employers. So that I feel like that's a really great sign. And speaking, of specific events like the career expo, that is our biggest event of the year. So whenever you see that term career expo, all faces should look towards that. Absolutely.
Thank you, Darby. My best advice for everyone that's going through the interview process is to make sure that you have a copy of the job description alongside with like a copy of your resume, because I feel it's critically important that you read the job description in case they ask questions about like, why do you want to work for us, or what skills do you have? You want to align what you have on your resume or examples that you have, and having that reference of your resume there in front of you to like go along with the job description so you can make yourself look like the best match for that company.
To piggyback also, I'm sorry, James, to piggyback also what Caitlin said, I think the elevator speech, what we call the elevator speech, is very important. It's your first impression when you go talk to the interviewer, your name, what you're there for, to get them intrigued, to understand who you are. And even in your elevator speech, bring confidence, believing that, you know, you got the role and that you can succeed no matter like what the job role is, you have it. So.
My best advice would be to prepare as much as you can and to know your resume as well as you can, because those will help to alleviate any stress or anything that will get in your way of giving your best performance and letting the employer get to know you. So if you, like Caitlin said, when you go and you tailor your resume to the job description, you have to know that resume really well. And of course, you'll know that, and you'll have it tailored because you, as Tommy said, you came to the Career Management Center. So all that together will culminate and help you to get the best outcome possible.
My advice, going back to what James said, prepare yourself, especially for challenging questions, such as the one I can think about the most is the one where they ask you, what are some of your areas of improvement? And that can be a very challenging question because it can either show them that you're good at taking challenges, or it can kind of throw your whole interview off. So questions like those, or any sometimes they put I don't know what you call them, but like small challenges, and then they ask you, how would you solve this? So try to practice those type of questions. Don't be shy to seek for advising other recruiters, or any other professional connections you know. And also, you have a set of good questions you want to ask them, because employers really appreciate it when you ask questions. It shows that number one, that you actually were listening to what they were saying. So ask questions regarding to, we'll go back to a point that they said before. And then number two, asking questions shows that you're actually interested on the job. And depending on what questions you ask, for example, if you ask questions about moving forward, it can show them that you are really looking forward into starting the position. Or if you're asking a question on a doubt that you had, or maybe some clarifications that you need, it shows that you're curious, and it shows that you're eager to learn. So definitely practice both answering questions and also asking questions.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry to just throw that one out there, but it's always good to hear the expertise from y'all's team for not only our parents, but our alums too. We have a question about internships. Specifically, are employers still recruiting for the spring and summer in light of the pandemic? And how are those experiences remaining positive for our students?
I can take that one, absolutely. And can you follow up with the second part of that question, Marianne?
How the experiences are remaining positive for our students?
Yes.
It's so challenging time.
Absolutely. During the beginning of the pandemic, obviously, we had some cases where students may have had to change their plans, and it was unfortunate, but a reality of the situation at the time. In terms of how internship programs are currently going about, I feel like a lot of employers in the current times are transitioning their services remote, or at this point, they're making their incoming classes of, if they were doing internship groups, a little bit smaller so they can actually host them. We actually spoke with an employer yesterday whose program is set up like that, and they're anticipating in-person version coming in the spring. So variety of options still available. Obviously, some companies can't quite support like they used to. However, opportunities are still available, and we saw that throughout our employers that were present at the Career Expo. And we hope that as time goes on, that these programs are still up and running, and students can get great experiences.
To piggyback on internships, I know sometimes faculty members help manage those, and also the career management team can help manage internships, but can you talk about what that process looks like with tracking credits and all of that too, Darby.
Absolutely. So if a student wants a internship for academic credit, or if they just want an internship to be posted on their academic transcript without any credit, they can request a experience request in Handshake is what it's called. So the word experience also equals the word internship. They can request it through Handshake for a variety of credits. The average is 3 credits, so an entire course, and they can do that through Handshake. They have to have obviously an employer supervisor who's going to be checking them off and obviously hosting them at that company, organization, et cetera. They also need a faculty sponsor, so a faculty member in the area of their study, in the area of the internship itself. So what sort of, business division is this in? Is this an accounting internship, et cetera? Accounting professor would be that faculty sponsor that they would give them a grade at the end of the day, or they just check off on it if it's a 0 credit internship. So it's not a long process, but it's a approval process that we definitely advocate for students to take advantage of. Absolutely.
Another question is, y'all talked about postgraduate and considering graduate school. At what point should students start having those conversations to figure out if that's the best scenario for them to take for their career path?
To help Darby, and Darby doesn't need help, but she's doing a lot of talking, so she might need a minute to rest. So I've obviously taken that career path. I've gotten my PhD, and I hope I have some good advice in that area. So this does begin with the exploration stage, right? So at the exploration stage, if you don't know already what you want to do as a student, you can take interest inventories, personality inventories, ability inventories, all of which we have in career management that say, yeah, you have the skills and the interest that looks like you might flourish with a terminal degree in this area or this area. You could be a consultant or a professor or go into higher education, scientist. So it starts really in the exploration stage, and we hope students can self-reflect in that way that, yes, that is the career I want, and hence the process would begin quite early because you would match it to your major. And then you need to develop along the way, and depending upon the requirements for your graduate program. So if it's the MCAT or the LSAT or the GRE, you need to know what is required to get into that program that you want to get into. And you need to be preparing, you need to be studying, you need to be doing well in your classes. I mean, those programs are extremely competitive, and that performance in your undergraduate program will be a big part of it. So once you know you want to do, you can also then look to see what other types of requirements there are. And if an internship makes sense or some other type of experience as an undergraduate, then you should be taking advantage of those opportunities quite early. And eventually your faculty mentors can help you in terms of very specific things like what are the top programs? What does my application look like? What should I expect if there's an interview as part of this process? And of course, in career management, we can also help with the mock interviews as we suggested, resume or CV reviews. And a CV would be much more likely if you're going into a graduate program. So I hope that helps Mary Ann answer your question, but I'm happy to take any follow-ups.
No, that was great, Dr. Ritter. Thank you. Last call for questions. I did manage to cover everything that came to me in the chat. Of course, we are so thankful for the time of our career management team. I know Darby wanted to say a few closing words, but again, we will put their website in the chat as well, and you have their contact information. I know they are all ready and willing and able to help our students and alums meet their career goals, and we really thank them for their time. Darby?
Absolutely. Thank you all for being in attendance today. First, I know that one of the questions asked was about interviewing skills, and I did not fully answer that question, but still, word of advice, would love you to attend the Career Expo or any other signature event that we may be putting on. Next is really take advantage of our services. We're happy to assist anyone with their needs. And we are very happy to have an entire new name and looking forward to seeing the success of our students and alumni moving forward. Thank you all
Thank you.
so much.
Yes, thank you, everyone. This will be recorded and we will put it out on our YouTube playlist. And we look forward to seeing everybody hopefully join us this afternoon for our Parade of Colleges with Davis College of Business. And we do have fireworks this evening that will be streamed on Facebook starting around 9 a.m. Our students will be experiencing those in person down on Dolphin Green. But thank you, everybody, for joining us for another Stay at Homecoming session. And we look forward to seeing you virtually again soon. Bye.